Well, how y'all doing? It's PawPaw again. And I'll be quiet out there. Oh. Anyway, you just gotta know how to talk to him. I guess I don't. Anyway. Oh, shut up! My son-in-law blew the motor in his Hustler Super Z. It's a 2010 model, so it's, what, 14 years old now. Got too low on oil. All of a sudden there's a lot of racket in the motor. A lot of racket. Anyway, I'm going to pull the motor out of this thing and see if we can rebuild it. Because a new engine for it's like $2,500. I'm hoping a couple of $100 worth of parts to be able to take care of it. Anyway, stick around, that's what we're going to be doing. I will tell you that I'm going to be blurping in and out, in and out, in and out a lot as we go. I'm not going to have you sit here for 3 hours watching me pull the motor out of this thing. I'm going to say, right here's these bolts, I'm going to get these bolts out, and then this is what's going to happen next, okay? All right, be right back. I was starting to work on this thing and I realized, wait a minute, these people need to know how to get these belts off. First of all, the drive belt, not the drive belt, but the deck belt. That's this one right here. And it goes around the electric PTO. So whenever you pull your switch up, it engages that. It's like an electric clutch. It's exactly what it is, and it kicks in and starts the blades to turning. And it's got this little plug right here that has to come off. See where did I show it to you? I'm holding the camera with one hand, and I'm reaching all the way up as high as I can because when I had it down here where I could work on it, it was too close to film. The next belt is the drive belt for the hydros, and it goes, that's for one hydro and that's for the other. Comes around up here around the engine. You see up there where it goes around the motor. And then this is your idler pulley and tensioner pulley. And the spring this spring right here connects right there on that hook to that hook. And then that holds that pulley tight against the belt. I just stuck this stuff back together right quick just to show you. I didn't want to skip this step on you. The next thing I'll be doing is taking an impact and pulling that bolt loose so I can drop the PTO. And then it's just 4 bolts and the motor is free from down here. Still got a lot of work upstairs, but as far as down here, it's all. All right, let me get at it. So the next thing I did is I removed the PTO. It had 1 bolt in the middle, and you loosen this nut here, remove this bolt, goes through here, then this piece will swing up out of the way and allow the PTO to come off. That being the PTO. And it's once you pull the bolt out of the middle, there's nothing else holding it up there. So it's just a keyed shaft. All right, the next step was to pull 4 mounting bolts. You see one right there? There's 4 of them. And that is all that's holding this engine down. So now we're going to go up top and see what all we got to take loose to be able to pull this engine up. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off that rollover protection system, the ropes, rocks, whatever. That big black, of course that's folded down, it's supposed to be up high. But that black heavy metal, like roll bars, like roll bars you have on a motorcycle. You turn over, it's supposed to protect you from getting squished. Anyway, we'll try to get that down without killing myself. So I used the electric impact, the 3/4 inch socket to pull those bolts. And the top ones, the nut stayed in place. I don't know if it's welded or not. The bottom ones, you had to use a 3/4 inch boxed in wrench on the nut so it wouldn't just sit there and spin. So now, right here in front of you, boys and girls, I'm going to see if I can lower that thing without hurting myself. I don't even know how heavy it is, but it's solid steel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top bolts out so we can pivot on the bottom ones, and hopefully I can just lay it down. Yep, it's heavy. The next step is take off that piece of metal that says Super Z. It's got a got a bolt right there and one on the other side. don't know what else is holding it. It's got bolts in it around that thing to protect you from the muffler. All right, I'll get in there and see what I can do with this. Okay, what we did here is the yellow part right there, I unbolted it and let it fold forward. The oil cooler there, the hoses are not connected to the engine, so that part's not connected, and ain't no need to take it all loose like another feller said. So I just fold it forward out of the way like he did. The muffler has 2 bolts that hold it in place on the back side behind there. Now pull those, and I'm ready to twist that muffler off now. There won't be a whole lot more stuff to take loose. That opening right there is right below the starter, which makes it handy to get to the wiring, to disconnect the wiring from the engine. There was one little plug that had to be unplugged. Let's see, there was a choke cable, a throttle cable, a fuel line. There wasn't a whole lot. There we go. I have to roam around waving my arms to get these lights to come on. There wasn't a whole lot to that. I didn't realize how easy it could come out of there, or I'd have had the camera set up, but my 66-year-old butt lifted that motor out of that lawnmower, and there it sits. So I'm gonna get set up, get me a workbench set up for this, and we're gonna tear into it, see what's wrong with it. Well, all right. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the oil out of it. I'm going to pull off that breather tube right there. And set this thing upside down. Because you can see that we can break apart the crankcase right there. So I turn this upside down. That's all I got to pull to see any major damage, see the inside of it. So that's what's happening next.
Bye.